favorite scary movie.
People think Scream is just a movie about some guy in a mask calling teenagers before he stabs them. Popcorn horror. But movies come from somewhere. The first time I realized that was the night the phone rang and the man on the other end said my name. I worked as a night dispatcher for a private security company in Oregon. It had a few dozen clients, mostly rich people who wanted someone watching their houses when they weren't home. My job was simple: watch the cameras, answer the alarms, and call the cops if something tripped. I'd sit there from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. in a tiny office filled with monitors and static, drinking cold coffee and scrolling through footage of nothing happening. That was my life for 2 years, until Pine Hollow. Pine Hollow Estates was one of those upper middle class neighborhoods that look perfect on the outside. Identical driveways, trimmed lawns, porch lights all set to the same timer. But behind the curtains, people hated each other. You could feel it when you drove through. We had 9 clients there. 9 homes with security cameras, alarms, and panic buttons. But the weird part is that over the span of 3 months, all 9 started reporting strange activity. Motion detectors triggered at random, security feeds cutting out for minutes at a time, and always around 2:13 at night. We sent techs out every week. They'd replace cameras, rewire systems, reset motion sensors, but nothing helped. Everything would work fine for a few days and then start again. The first real event happened on a Sunday. Client name: Dana Moore, 32, single mom and 2 kids. Her alarm tripped at 2:16 at night. I called her landline, but no answer. I tried calling her cell, but nothing. I was about to call the police when another line flashed, an incoming call. It was the same number as the house I was trying to reach. I picked up immediately. Hello, Dana? There was a pause. Then a man's voice said, calm as anything,
Hey, don't worry about the alarm. It was a false trigger.
I frowned. Sorry, who's this? He laughed.
You know who I am?
Checked the verification code on the screen. He'd said it before I asked. That shouldn't have been possible. Sir, I said, my voice tight. I'm gonna need to confirm your identity.
Why, you already confirmed mine.
The cops got there 8 minutes later. The front door was wide open, lights on, but no Dana and no kids. Her phone was found in the kitchen sink, submerged in water, and next to it on the counter was a Ghostface mask. After that, the police told us to route all Pine Hollow calls directly to them. But the calls didn't stop. They just got stranger. Sometimes the alarms would trip and we'd get no video feed, just static. Other times we'd get video but no sound. And every once in a while we'd get something else entirely. The phone would ring, not the company line, but a hidden extension. No one should have known. When I answered, there'd be breathing. Just soft, slow breathing. Then a voice changer's distortion would kick in.
What's your favorite scary movie?
The first time I laughed it off. We just had a murder in a neighborhood known for horror films. It had to be a prank. The second time, I didn't laugh because the caller described my office, the monitors, the cold coffee mug beside my keyboard, even the yellow sticky note I'd used to cover a burnt out light on one of the screens. He said,
You really should change that bulb. The flicker's driving me crazy.
I reported it. The supervisor checked the phone logs, but there was no record of the call. No number, no trace. Then 2 nights later, one of our techs, Ryan, stayed late to review Pine Hollow footage manually. He never clocked out. When we checked the next morning, his car was still in the lot with all his stuff inside, but the front door lock had been forced from the inside. On his desk, there was a small cardboard box. Inside was an old Nokia phone, the battery dead and the screen cracked. When they powered it on at the station, it had one contact saved. It was me. I didn't feel safe at home anymore. I didn't feel safe anywhere. Then one night, while sitting in the dispatch room alone, my personal phone rang. It was 2:13 a.m. It was an unknown number. I answered on instinct. Hello? I heard static, then breathing, then that same distorted voice.
Working late again.
I didn't move, didn't breathe. The voice went on.
You check the cameras every night. You watch them like they're your friends. But what happens when they start watching you?
I pulled up the internal security feed of the building. The hallways were empty and the doors were locked. But then one camera flickered, the one watching the corridor just outside my room. For half a second there was a shape. Then the feed cut to black. The cops searched the place from top to bottom, but nothing. But when they opened the maintenance closet behind my desk, they found a hole in the drywall. Inside the wall cavity were candy wrappers, a half-empty water bottle, and an extension cord. Someone had been living there. And taped to the inside of the vent above my chair was a Polaroid photo, grainy, taken from behind. It was me, sitting at my desk, talking on the phone, and in the reflection of the monitor in front of me was the mask. They shut the office down 2 days later, said it was a security breach, but they never found whoever was inside those walls. Since then, I've moved 3 times, got a new job and a new number, and yet some nights, always around 2:13 a.m., my phone still rings. Always the same voice. Calm, distorted, too close.
What's your favorite scary movie?